Hello, hello, hello. We are back for another Teeny Tuesday, Teensy Tuesday, Tiny Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. We're on a Tuesday. For you, it's Monday for me. It's been a long week. Didn't get much filming done, so I feel pressed because I had my grandson for a week. And as I've said before, he takes up 100% of my time. 98% of my time when he's here. The only free time I get to do anything is when he's asleep because he's coming up on 2, so he's still very much into everything and more because as he's gaining height, he's realizing he can reach stuff that he couldn't reach before, so now he's into even more stuff than he used to be. So, all right, so today we're going to do the wardrobe and what they call a short cabinet. I am trying to, I'm a little concerned. Fair is in 6 weeks. I still have quite a bit of this to do, so I'm hoping I get this done before fair. I'm going to enter it either way. If I get it done, great. If I don't, then I'll just scratch it at entry. But anyway. So let's get started with what they call the wardrobe, which is this piece, these 3 pieces, this piece, which is drying because I accidentally broke the leg off. So I gotta be careful with that. And these 2 side pieces. And then this, which I don't get because it's got like all of this inside stuff cut out. That's a lot of work. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm not entirely positive I'm even going to glue that on, but we'll see when we get there. All right, so first things first, we've got this piece here. So we're starting here. I'm going to put this upside down and we're going to glue these 3 here, here, and here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put glue in the little knobby sections there. Okay. Having some trouble getting getting my hands to cooperate. So that one in there, this one in there, and this one goes right there. This one doesn't have anything to hold it in, so I think I'm gonna do it on all of them. I'm gonna put glue on the long edges. But really, I should do that with all 3 of them anyway. Just to make sure they stay where they're supposed to. I mean, and once the whole thing is snapped together, I'm sure they would stay put. Okay. So then the next step is putting the sides on. Here, here, and here. So again, I'm gonna put glue in the, I want the number on the inside, the part number. So I'm gonna put glue there, there, and there. There. Crossed. And across. I'm just gonna do it on this piece. instead of trying to put it on the little ones. So then it goes like so. Ah! In. Okay, well. Okay. So I discovered a boo-boo there. I put glue across where that hole is, but that's not where the glue needs to go, because the top one attaches in this little notch here rather than in the hole. Now I could also put glue down this long edge here, but again, I think once it's all snapped together, I don't think it's gonna move. So, oh, are you serious? That little knobby just snapped off. Okay, just gonna have to deal. Oop, also gotta remember that, oh, that leg's not quite dry yet. Okay. So I got the sides on, got the little shelves on. A little nubby out of there. Okay. Now we need this to be 25 millimeter, which usually it give on past ones it's given me like a little red line to measure against. This one is not. So I'm gonna poke it first and then cut it right there. Like, it is coated wire, so trying to find appropriate scissors to cut that. I'm like, oh well. Okay, and then this wire I'm gonna put back in its baggie so I don't lose it, because it is black on black. It would disappear on my desk, especially considering what it looks like right now. So we're going to feed this through. Let's put some, my glue is being oozy. Oh, I should have done that on different fingers. Hold on. Okay. A little dab of glue in that hole. And a little dab of glue in this hole. Which is funny. I don't know why it's having me go all the way through. poking through both holes. Keep bumping that. And then we're going to glue the back on. Like so. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put glue on this piece because it is the smaller of the two. So I don't get glue anywhere that I don't want it to be. Okay, we're going to line that up to the bottom. Line it up on the sides. Give it a decent squish down. Now what this shows is this right here on the side. Just glued. I'm gonna do it, but I need different tools than scissors. My light is flashing. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. When I look up at my screen, I can see it a little bit. That sucks because it probably means that my light is about ready to give up the ghost. Okay, we're gonna get that out from through there. This one. Front or back, doesn't matter, just pick one. There's a little tiny piece right here. And then And then, because I cut that out, I'm going to take my brown dauber. Just color those in. Whoop. Cover up that white. I shouldn't need that anymore. And then I said this glues. And while I was cutting, I cut out, actually accidentally tore off a piece, and it being paper, I'm not going to try to glue the paper back, so we're just going to glue this like that. just at the top because then it gives it some flow. You know, rather than gluing the whole thing down, I'm going to leave it flappy like that. Okay. Make sure that leg is straight. Set this aside. Okay. Now we have the short cabinet, which is 2 of these. Oh, I didn't file these ones down. Okay. Ooh, that got hot fast. So on one of these, we attach this sticker. Do we attach both of these together? Yes. Okay. Then these 2 glue together. Give these guys a minute to grab each other. Okay. And throw this away finally. And then, oh, I missed a piece. I do believe. Oops. No, I did take it out. So it's on my table. Ah, there it is. I'm like, so it's on my table somewhere. It's right here. Isa hiding. Okay. So this glues on the front. Where does this piece go? Goes on the side of that. That's weird. Once I get these 2 pieces glued and they're drying, I'll take a look at the time and I'll decide at that point whether we're going to go ahead and move forward with one more piece. Mind you, I am not prepared for that, so I'd have to pull everything out. So there's that. Let's get my little brown pen. Let's go black. I only say black because there's black on the front, on the sticker part. I mean on this part. So I think the black lends itself a little better than the off-colored brown. Spin. If you're watching this for the first time, this is just an acrylic paint pen. this little shelf glues on the top. Or display, whatever you want to call it. And it's kind of angled across the top. So that goes there. I'm going to pull this back over. This piece glues up underneath there. So it's like it's glued, like this is, like they're hung on a hook together is what it looks like. So I'm going to pull that back off. Just going to put a little bit of glue on this top corner up here. I'm going to glue that down. And we're going to glue this on top of that. Which I think is how it was supposed to go, but it doesn't actually show it does in the instructions. It doesn't tell you what order to do it in. So probably want to make sure that that's even with the back, so that way when it gets installed into its room. See, and this one I'm going to do brown, even though I've said before, I wish I had a reddish brown paint pen, because it definitely would match better. But I still think this matches better than the white wood, the piney looking wood. I also think it would help if, you know, if two pieces are supposed to go together, that they would be made out of the same, cut from the same stained wood versus two different types, but it's just me. Maybe that's just me. Okay. One more step for this piece. We're gonna glue up my hands. Flip this over. Again, I want to make sure that that is, I guess if I do it this way, it will be even, because eventually this is probably going to be glued up against a wall. So I want to make sure that it's flat. But in the bottom here, we glue 5 rolled papers. This one is unraveling. Put a little more glue on that one. Put it in. So it goes right here in the bottom. Then one next to it. Okay, and then this one, this side, there's 3 of them. So 1. What I'm going to do first is I'm just going to glue them, get them set in there, and then I'll maneuver and manipulate them with a tool. Preferably not with my gluey fingers. Okay, let's get you closed. Okay, and we're going to lift you up with this tool. So I like how those ones ended up. Just angle that one up. Like where they're sitting, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt some glue down into the empty space. So hopefully they stay put. Okay, and there's that. That leg is totally wanting to dry crooked, and I don't want it to. Okay. Now, let's see what time we got. Those went together a little quicker than I anticipated. It's only 27 minutes. So let's go ahead. Let's start with this. I need D51, 51, 52, 55, 56, 57, 58, and 59. This piece, I'm going to put it back in the little drawer. I've got a drawer over here that I've been putting these in just to kind of keep them off my desk, or they're less likely to get lost. Okay, and then I need C25, 29, 28, 26, 27, 24. I need these 4. These 2. And this little tiny thing right here. Okay. Put these all back. They have no stickers, but I do have one of the little open books. Oh, little open book. Oh, and I need my file. Normally I do this off camera before I start, but this is just knocking off the little burrs that get left behind. It's funny, my daughter has been hyper focused on book nooks, and she's done like 20 of them. So she's got to figure out, she can only enter 3 in fair. So she's got to figure out which 3 she's going to take. It's kind of a different take on these. You know, she prefers the contained book nooks, and I like the housey looking ones. So it's kind of funny. I'm actually surprised that she is doing them, but okay, out of the way. Okay, so pretty simple assembly here. So this is the bottoms. We're going to glue crossed in the hole and across. Okay, and then one, two, 3, and whoops, 4. And then on this, we're going to do the same thing. Across in the hole and rest of the way. Now we can line them up. Which one a lot smoother than the last? I wish I knew where my square was. Got that. This should be a straight line. Just want to get those squared up. I'm actually not going to worry about that just yet. The glue is going to take a little bit to set up, so I'm just going to kind of go across the front. And then the same on this, just so that it matches. And this goes on the very front edge. So I'm going to put it that way. We're going to set this down. Oops, not like that. I wanted to go like that and butt that up against there. I guess that kind of helps keep it squared, doesn't it? Sort of, anyway. I suppose it's possible to still tweak it. Now, so I'm just going to trim this little edge off the book. Just kind of a imperfection in from the folder, aka me. This is where I need to bring in my tweezers. So this book is right down here on the bottom shelf. And again, I want to make sure nothing's poking out the back. So that way when this is glued in, I'm sure if it's against a wall, nothing is, nothing's poking out the back. And then on the bottom is the jar with the beetle in it. Okay, so let's go the other way. I think I'll have slightly more control. Maybe. This one goes on the bottom shelf. And then the next shelf is this one. I think I was holding it a little too high, so I couldn't get it to let go. Maybe that was the problem. Just needs to stay in the glue in its glue puddle. Okay. Next to it is this one. It also is tremendously difficult to get these to stand up when their bottoms are curved. Which, again, I think is kind of a design flaw. You know it's going to be sitting on a flat surface, why curve the bottom? Just my thoughts there. That one went down nice. Then this one. This is another one with a rounded bottom. Rounded bottom to go on a flat surface. I don't get it. But it stayed. It stayed. Then on the top we have this jar. We have this little owl looking thing. It's not an owl. It looks like a cat. Like a one of those Egyptian things that they keep ashes in. I don't know if they were called urns back then. I wasn't really prepared for letting that go, was I? Stay up. And then this little guy. Ah! That ended up causing glue to get on my tweezers, so it was like not wanting to let go. Okay. Oh, let's color these two. Spider web. Where did my lid go? Okay. Glue is on. All right, so we are at 42 minutes. We're going to call this one a day. So we have our apothecary bookshelf, which again, it's got to figure out how to dry square. So I got to set it down and leave it. Got our little wardrobe. On the side, we've got a robe and whatever that piece is supposed to be. And then we have our small little desk. So there we go. That is it for today's video. Hope you're enjoying the series or any of my other ones. And with that, we shall... Oh, there was a little bench, but that's okay. We'll do that in the next one. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!